Hi, I'm Alpha. I'm the support guy from Fyde Innovations. We built FydeOS. For the most of you who are watching this video must have a pretty good idea of what FydeOS is and does. But for those who are new to the community, welcome. FydeOS is derived from Chromium OS, the same open source project that powers Google Chrome OS. Therefore, devices with FydeOS installed will share a very similar experience as Google Chromebooks. FydeOS for PC is free to download and can be installed on most x86 devices with Intel graphics chip. It can also be configured to exist in parallel with other operating systems that are already set up on your device, like Windows or macOS. Today, I'd like to introduce to you our new major release, FydeOS X. The 10 is actually written as Roman numerals due to some strange custom. I think it's set by a company of you-know-who. But I quite like this. It looks cool and it saves 1 bit of data, so I'm going to keep it this way. Similar to all of our previous major releases, FydeOS X is another milestone. Based on Chromium OS revision 83, married with Chromium the browser 83, FydeOS X offers various of improvements and enhancements on both the OS and the browser side. It's better looking as well, featuring a revised color scheme and a fresh new look for the tablet mode. On our side, we are introducing a new feature called I Prefer Google. Just as the name suggests, during OOBE, I mean the out-of-box experience when you first activate your copy of FydeOS, or during the process of adding a new account, you will be given the option to choose Google as your cloud service provider instead of us. Well, not hard feelings here. We believe the choice is always yours. If you do prefer Google, it would mean that your OS settings and preferences, your installed browser extensions and Chrome apps, your browser bookmarks will be in sync with your Google profile. If you happen to own another Chrome device or are already heavily rely on Google services, it would provide a more seamless experience. I understand that this is something that some of you may have been after for quite a while. So here you go, we made this for you. I hope you like it. Previously, due to operational limitations, our account registration and authentication could only serve a limited number of countries. From now on, we have teamed up with Telegram and opened registration across the globe. If you are new to FydeOS and would like to try, all you need to create a new FydeOS account is a working Telegram account on your phone, just to prove you are an actual human being, not a bot, which is kind of standard procedure these days. As well as FydeOS for PC, we have also upgraded most of our FydeOS for You releases to 10. I'm taking this opportunity to announce some changes we're making to our FydeOS for You lines. In order to continue providing unparalleled user experience, and most importantly, to further expand our hardware support range, we are introducing FydeOS subscription only on FydeOS for You releases. So if you are running FydeOS for You on one of our supported devices, you will find a new menu item about your FydeOS subscription on the OS About page. Every new FydeOS for You installation comes with a 90 days complimentary evaluation subscription. So if you like what FydeOS for You can do for you, you can, at any point during your evaluation, pay for an extended FydeOS subscription. With an active paid FydeOS subscription, you can continue to utilize undisrupted FydeOS services, including frequent upgrades over the air, tracking the upstream Chromium OS project. Another important perk for being a patron of FydeOS is, if you have any questions or have encountered any problems during using FydeOS, You can submit a support ticket in our community and expect a response not more than 1 working day from one of our dedicated support team members. I understand a paid subscription doesn't really sound nice compared to free, but then again, please think of this way. If we are not going to do this and FydeOS needs to survive for the long run, we may then have to resort to some other monetization routes, and that may include bundling adware into the OS. Personally, I would hate to do that. I'm pretty sure you won't like that either. Once again, FydeOS subscription only applies to FydeOS for you. FydeOS for PC will remain free. So, if you like FydeOS and are looking for a more comprehensive FydeOS services and support, please consider trying FydeOS for you. Okay, some more news on our open source fronts. In case if you are not already aware, we also play a role in the open source community as an active maintainer for several Chromium OS related projects, including Chromium OS for Raspberry Pi, the one and the only Chromium OS distribution that runs on a Raspberry Pi device, as well as Chromium OS VM for VMware, also the only Chromium OS virtual machine image that supports VMware clients, which can be launched across all major OS platforms. Together with the release of FydeOS X, we have been busy updating those repositories to revision 83 for the Chromium OS project. So if you find any of these projects any useful in your own research or your interests, please consider giving us a star on the GitHub repositories. Oh, one more thing. I'm proud to introduce to you one of the side projects that we have been baking internally for quite some time. As you may already know, Chromium OS does not support Android subsystem natively. Inspired by the open source project Unbox to utilize container technology to put Android in a box on a standard Linux distribution, we have ported Unbox support for Android subsystem onto a standard Chromium OS build. It's a sizable undertaking that involves many large standalone projects as well as many small moving parts to glue things together. We are calling this collective effort to support open Android subsystem onto Chromium OS platform Arc Hero. If this interests you, you can find more technical information about this project on our GitHub repositories under Arc Hero. We welcome all community effort to perfect this, as it's still in very early experimental stage. So happy hacking and send patches. So lastly, I have to admit, I felt pretty uncomfortable in presenting these videos. But hey, well, things may get easier, right? My intention is to keep running this YouTube channel and posting more contents relating to FydeOS and Chromium OS in near future. Things like how can you build Chromium OS from source code and run it on devices like Raspberry Pi, or what is it like to compile Chromium the browser on a AMD Threadripper 3990X CPU, a 64 cores 128 threads beast in one chip. So if any of this sounds interesting to you, please consider hit the subscribe button below, and it helps. Enough of me talking today. Thank you very much for your time indeed. Until next one. Thanks.